Guys, welcome back to Radio Row with USA Today Sports. We are here with Lions Hall of Famer Barry Sanders. Barry, you're here on behalf of Rocket Mortgage. Talk about what they're doing for the Super Bowl and how is this relationship with them for you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Rocket Mortgage are doing some great things for Super Bowl. We got, the biggest game of squares going on and really just building on last year's success. So basically, you go to rocketmortgagesquares.com, and find out how to play. But basically, every score change during the game, then fans will win $50,000, and then two fans will win $500,000. And so it's free to play. So it's just adding to the already, the excitement of Super Bowl and all the things that come with that. So if you're interested, again, go to rocketmortgagesquares.com, find out about it. I think you have to get there before midnight on Thursday night or something like that. But it's a great way to win a lot of cash during Super Bowl.
And Barry, you recently tweeted Matthew Stafford, thanking him for what he's done for the team. I want to know, do you like that fit of him moving to LA, and do you like Jared Goff with that Lions team?
Well, it's tough to see him go. So there is that part of it where initially we're just like, wow, man, that's a monumental trade and monumental decision, really. And so obviously it's going to have a great impact on both teams. But we wish Matt well, is what I'm trying to say. We wish him well, and that he's been so great for the franchise and such a great player in the community, and what have you. So, but having said that, I feel like we made out pretty well with the trade, and I know that Jared Goff, has been pretty successful his short time in the NFL, and has played in some really big games, and was in the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago. And you would think he's going into his prime, so I'm excited about that part of it. And it's really, you're really talking about a whole new chapter in Lions football without Matthew Stafford being out there.
With this new chapter, do you see Jared Goff as the long-term solution at the quarterback position in Detroit?
Well, I sure hope so. I sure hope we can get Kenny Golladay signed and get some weapons around him. I like what I saw on the young kid Swift as running back. And so we'll see how that shakes out. Like I said before, you would think Jared is entering into his prime. With the circumstance like a trade, where like this, him being a high draft pick, coming from a team like the Rams, maybe that shakes him up some. Maybe he gets, sort of resets his priorities, refocused, whatever. And understands that it's an opportunity for him to start a new chapter as well. And just really build on the successes that he's enjoyed so far.
Yeah. And Goff will be paired up with new head coach Dan Campbell. What was your reaction to his fiery press conference?
I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it. I was amused by it, and I think he's basically setting the tone that it's sort of a new day here in Lions football, and that we're going to be a little gritty and dirty, and that we're going to earn our respect, when we get on the field. So I think the biting off of kneecaps was something more figurative than literal.
Let's hope so. I was going to ask you how you would have reacted to that.
But being that Chris Spillman was involved, I can't be too sure about that. It may have been it literally.
Oh God.
But the point is, yes, when you step on the field, you got to be a little nasty. You got to have a chip on your shoulder. That's the kind of player he was, and also, just seeing the organization that he's coming from, a winning organization, where he's seen how those bricks, you build a winner brick by brick, player by player, and that sort of thing. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to what's next.
With these haul of picks, a lot of pundits are praising the Lions for getting the chance to rebuild the right way. But as you know, this organization has to prove they can rebuild right. What do you think should be the priority of this team going forward?
Well, I mean, you got to pick wisely,
Yeah.
obviously. And so we've, and so just going back, I think you can see where we've had our troubles with that. And so hopefully that's something that we do, but it is also about, establishing that culture, and that attitude and mentality, really that, the new GM, as well as the new coach, are coming from programs that have been successful, and so I think we'll be figuring out who we are, this off season and going into training camp next year with a lot of new faces. But I think we certainly have something to build on. And like I said before, we know that Jared Goff has played in a lot of big games. He was in the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. We have a good receiver core to build on. We got a good young running back. I feel like so in our division, we know we have our work cut out for us.
Yep.
You look at the Packers, right? They've been the class of the division. You look at even the Bears made the playoffs last year. The Vikings weren't that far out of it. I mean, every week you got to really bring your best stuff in this division, and so there are no off days here. So that's kind of the mentality players have to have.
Looking back at Matthew Stafford's time, when he and Calvin Johnson were in their prime, there may have not been a better duo in the league. Why do you think their abilities didn't translate into more wins?
I don't know. I think you certainly have to have the complete picture when you talk about a team. I would have to look at, they put up so many yards in the passing game. They probably could have used more balance.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at what we had defensively, but it probably just wasn't a complete enough team that would translate into to enough wins and playoff victories and things like that. But certainly that you can look at those two gentlemen and say that was a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
That was one of the best in the NFL at that time.
We recently spoke with Derrick Henry and asked if he thinks he can break Emmitt Smith's record. He said no chance. No one is ever breaking that record. Do you agree?
No, I mean,
No?
I think the beautiful thing about Derrick is, there should be several areas where he rewrites the record books. I think he definitely has a chance to be the first guy to go over 2,000 yards again. He's right in the middle of his prime. He's taking great care of his body. He's not missing any games. He initiates contact instead of absorbing a lot of it. He has good enough speed where he can outrun you. He's kind of, at times he's even kind of slippery,
Yeah.
So I think he's a beautiful runner. You can give him the ball as many times as you want during the game. I think they should have given it to him a lot more in the playoffs. He should have at least had 40 carries.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't have great success running against the Ravens, but that's a whole other conversation. But to answer your question, yeah, I think he could certainly be one to eclipse Emmitt's record if he continues to take care of his body and to continue to do what he's been doing. He's been the most dominant player in the game outside of Mahomes or Rodgers. Been the most dominant offensive player in the game. So I'm just excited as an old running back. I'm excited just to see what he's going to do next.
Do you ever think that would have been your record if you played as long as Emmitt?
I don't know. I mean, I would have had a chance at it. And I'm fortunate that I got close to it.
Yeah.
And I can't complain where I ended up. And so all I can do now is sit back and cheer for guys like Derrick and guys like that. And so I'm content where I am. And even Frank Gore, who's still playing, who passed me, recently and is still playing at a good level. And so, congratulations to those guys.
Yeah.